Cincinnati's police department and others within the city need to make changes to better monitor overtime. The state auditor made that finding after a routine audit, which included a special request to look at police overtime. Tonight, Anjanette Levy looks at what that report found out.
This document from the Auditor of State says that the city and police department have weaknesses in monitoring overtime, so the state auditor made some recommendations to address them.
Hi there.
How are you doing? Keith Faber.
Nice to meet you. I'm Anjanette Levy.
Auditor of State Keith Faber in Cincinnati the same day the routine audit of the city was released. That audit found abuses of overtime.
Bad management. And what we saw wasn't just isolated to the police department. It was systemic across many different departments.
Faber says there was a lack of oversight of overtime at the fire department and public works too. But the police overtime is what really raised eyebrows last year when an incomplete audit leaked. A District 5 sergeant earned more than $100,000 in overtime in 2017, and a captain made more than $72,000.
If you have one employee that has $100,000 in overtime, a management question would be, how are they doing their ordinary job? Because they're working so darn many hours.
The audit states that the city lacked clear policies related to earning overtime on the same day that vacation or comp time leave was taken. And while the overtime was approved and within the department's policy, the department may need to reassess the current procedures for assigning overtime so certain individuals are not burdened with disproportionate amounts of overtime, and other individuals have an opportunity to work overtime if they are willing.
They're not spreading that across many other officers who might want the opportunity to do that work, and so it certainly smacks of favoritism.
The state auditor recommends that Cincinnati police make changes that auditors within the department were already recommending. That includes cross-training officers to ensure that overtime is more evenly distributed. Anjanette Levy, Local 12 News.
And the city manager's office sent a memo to city council members today about this police overtime audit. Now, that memo stated Cincinnati police have made changes since last year to curb excessive overtime, and commanders are now being held accountable for discrepancies in overtime for the officers they supervise.